Welcome to Indie Insights. My name is Highsight, and this is Dragons Never Cry. I really do like the way this whole menu looks. It's a very well-polished menu. You got the character in the background, you got that big-eyed panda dude waving at you every now and then. It's very nice. The buttons all look nice. And if we look at the settings, we have quite a few options, including windowed full screen, which is my preferred method of full screening, if you will. Turn up sensitivity all the way because it kind of affects the menu a bit, but it's not that bad. So aside from all that, we have all these stats over here. It immediately knew I was Highsight. I'm not sure how that is, but I'm just going to run with it, because why not? And I'm a rookie adventurer with no coins and no stars. So let's see where that takes us. Forest 01. Let's take a gander. We have a bunch of difficulties, it looks like. We have easy, normal, hard, and that's it. We're going to stick with normal because I've never played this game before. What a nice day. Come on, let's find some treasures.
Again? Why do you always want to look for treasures?
I imagine that's how a panda sounds. I'm a dragon. I don't need a reason for that. I like his logic.
Oh yeah, how could I forget? Let's go then.
I like him and his panda ways. And dragon don't need no excuse for nothing. So far he seems to control quite well. It'd be nice if there was like a little, you know how when you play League of Legends or a game along those lines, usually there's like a little marker wherever you clicked so you could know precisely where he's going. It's just a nice little added thing that would be pretty cool if there was a little marker that basically said where you were walking to. Not a big deal. Right click to attack, it looks like. Start some fires, very good. And I'm noticing these logs actually interact with me. They got physics, that's pretty sweet. So, you know, I'm already invested. That's pretty cool, destroying some logs. Can I actually set them on fire? No, but I can make them fly pretty far. A stump! How do we get through?
Just shoot it!
Eh?
Point cursor at it and click!
Okay, I'll try. Azoo! Ooh, big coin. So I'm just following Mr. Panda Guide, I guess. He is wise and all-knowing and black and white. What is that? A rabbit?
More like a zombie rabbit! Get ready to shoot!
Right. Die, zombie rabbits! Wow, he did a pretty good dodge roll right there. One thing that was kind of a throw-off right there, I don't know if you saw when he died, his shadow went away immediately when he hit the ground, and it just a little visual glitch that kind of really pops out at you. It's one of those things that makes you aware you're playing a game. It's a minor thing, it's really more a polish point than anything, but something you notice. And now that I pointed out, you're going to notice it every time, that the shadow will just disappear suddenly out of nowhere. Uh-oh, it appears there is supposed to be a marker, but it's not being rendered for some reason. Whoopsie.
What's with the rabbits? Why are they attacking us?
Don't know. We'd better be careful.
Yeah.
Damn zombie rabbits. They're zombie rabbits. Why else would they attack you? For your delicious dragon brain. Obviously. I do like the fact that the fire will actually just kind of light wherever it hits, but at the same time it looks a little 2D by comparison to everything else, which again, it's another little polish point. It kind of pulls you out of the bubble for at least a second, you know? I think I'm off to a split path, so I just want to check this side first, see if there's anything good here. So far I've had no need for keyboard controls, but I think this game does, yeah, it does have controller implementation. I just haven't tried it yet. It's not fully fleshed out, so I'm not going to bother with it just yet. Hello! 30 gold for a silver lamp. Very cool. So we got little side paths we can check out. It'd be nice if this all kind of came with a mini-map too, so you can see what you've explored and what you haven't, but that's really just a nitpick. You really don't need one for a game like this as far as I'm telling. I think that's just my torchlight senses tingling. Okay. We're going to try and get all 210 coins, because I'm a perfectionist, that's what I do. And I'm noticing that the coins seem to be collected throughout, like a river. Nice.
You can't swim, remember? Watch your steps.
Yeah, I'll be careful. As I was saying, it seems like the coins you collect are actually memorized based on your account, like they're part of your account. I can't actually walk into the water. I was kind of trying to see if I could take a dip. Oh well. So maybe you can use them to purchase upgrades or something. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what that's all about. And I don't know what these things are all about over here. I can't break that tree. How do I get that big one, I wonder? Looks like there's a side path around here. There you go, little camera trickery, little brush trickery. You wouldn't even think it unless you checked it. Nice. Come on. Gamepad should work twin stick shooter. I'm going to pick that up real quick and test that theory out. And it works exactly twin stick shooter, actually very nicely, because now I can strafe instead of just being click dependent. I actually like this a lot, which begs the question, why can't I use WASD to move around and the mouse to just do the attacking? Is there much reason why that wouldn't work? Maybe there's some element of the game that I haven't reached yet where that wouldn't work. But I like the idea of being able to side strafe much easier and do my attacks. Now, one thing I do notice is your turning actually does slow you down. You're not really strafing, you're just turning in the direction you want to go. So, it's not a perfect side strafe system, but then again, that could break the game potentially, so you wouldn't really want it to be. There we go. Killing them zombie rabbits. Hopefully we'll be seeing more intricate enemies down the line. Especially in level 1, this is where you really want to hit somebody with everything you can, so they can see, like, all the different enemies you might encounter throughout the game. Now, I'm not saying throw every enemy. That was probably hyperbole what I said back there, but definitely a couple of types, you know, so you get a general idea of what you could be up against, what kind of things you'll need. And I wonder if there's any dodge roll mechanics in this game. So you can, like, oh, he looks a little tougher. He looks like he's got claws. A little tougher to aim this than I would have thought, actually. I don't know why that is. Huh. Eh, who knows. A lot of money, though. So again, now we got side paths covered by debris, which of course produce coins of their own. Very good. Alright, there's the enemy. Now I notice it seems like the region in which the... Wow, this actually really hard to aim, surprisingly. It seems like the region in which the music sets off is a radius around the enemy you got going. It might be a good idea to try to make it a combination of a radius around the enemy and a ray trace between you and the enemy to make sure that you're actually within their line of sight, because when I was in that secret over there, the battle music was being triggered by an enemy being here who wasn't even hostile towards me at the moment. So if there was a ray trace thing going on where it could see that I was blocked by trees and there was no possible pathfinding way I could get there, maybe that would be a better alternative. Or better yet, use the pathfinding algorithm to find out if I'm within a certain range instead. Oh, I guess I didn't find all the treasures. But it looks like you get scoring for everything you did. Checkpoints retried, enemies defeated, difficulty level. And then those stars are used, I'm guessing, for something else as well, because right here you can see everything is added up. I really do hope that those get used for something eventually. Well, there's a shop. Let's take a look. So what do we got here? Unlocked at 50 stars. Okay, so like, I'm going to have to earn quite a few stars for that, but 100 stars, 50 stars. I'm not quite sure what these numbers next to it is. Like, this says 80 over here, 80 green Hawaiian shirt. But it says it's unlocked at 50 stars when I click it. Does it cost 80 gold? Is that it? It costs 80 gold, but I need 50 stars before it unlocks for me to buy? I'm guessing that's what it is. But it's a little cryptic. I think this could be much better conveyed. I think there's a much better way to convey all of this. For example, right over here, you could just have a money sign next to this and a star sign next to it as well. Or maybe like you separate it by ranks. So like you'll have a rank here, 50 star. It'll be like its own little category. Then everything under it. Then 100 star and everything under it. Something like that, you know? Alright, let's hit up the next level. What's new? So we're still in the forest, but that's to be, you know, expected considering the name. It was called Forest. Oh, I can't burn the plants! I want to burn all the pretty plants! I do like how I'm kicking up grass, though. That's pretty cool. It disappears shortly after, but it still is a nice effect for your movement. Sprint button. Oh, look at that! I have a tail whip! I didn't even notice. Neat. And a kick! I have a kick and a tail whip. Alright, not too bad. Anything else? Nothing I can immediately see. Anyway, some kind of sprint thing would be kind of nice. Some of these areas are a little longer.
Look out! Another river! Be careful!
Okay, okay. I don't want to drown. Drown!
That log looks reliable. Use it as a bridge.
Sure. Alright, let's check up here first. Whenever he tells me to go one way, I go the other.
Look! Look like you found a secret.
Yup. More treasures. Oh boy. All these treasures. Ooh, that was a diamond ring. I'm all on board for that. Yes, this is all a very custom engine created by the developer himself. It's actually very impressive considering that this all these graphics and everything are being rendered by a custom engine the developer made. You don't see a lot of custom engines these days. A lot of these days you see Unity, Game Maker, Stencil, anything along those lines. And it's not that I blame developers for that. That's a huge time saver. Engines are tough, and they take a long time to make. So trust me when I say I completely understand the idea of wanting to, the appeal of going to Unity or Unreal or anything like that. I could totally see that. Why do all the work if someone else has done it? Why reinvent the wheel? But you get that extra little added touch out of making your own engine. You're able to literally bend it to your will and do whatever the heck you want with it. And it does show with games like this where the controls are working very nicely as twin stick and mouse. It's like you can make your own engine do whatever you want. But of course there's the drawback of having to debug all of the bugs related to the engine as well. So you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and then you have my opening statement. Alright. I am liking the music too. I haven't said anything about that yet, but the music is very, very beautiful. Very calming, very foresty. It's got that forest feel to it. Smells like pine. Anyway.
Look at that large beam! You can't just shoot through it.
Well, what will I do?
You have to grab it and move it out of the way.
Grab it?
Yes, grab it. Get close, point the cursor on it, then drag it while holding down your mouse.
Okay. Now, if I recall, the developer told me that this part does not work with a gamepad currently. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself. Oh, that's neat how that works. So literally right now I'm not moving my mouse at all. That's just him moving. As long as I'm holding it down, he moves backwards towards the last direction I dragged it, and he'll rotate it based on my mouse going left and right like that. That's a pretty interesting control method, actually. I like that a lot. Now, can I do the same for this? Oh, no, I don't need to. I already came around here. What am I doing? That's a pretty neat control method. I'm a fan. But the grabbing could work with the gamepad if you use the shoulder buttons. So what the shoulder buttons could do is the shoulder buttons could basically be holding the mouse down and then, you know, moving backwards with your... when you're grabbing, you can just move your body, I guess, with the left analog stick, and you can rotate it with the right analog stick with left and right, you know what I'm saying? So that's a way you could easily get that mechanic rolling. That'd be no problem at all. So rotate with the left and right analog stick while you're grabbing, and move around with your left analog stick. You won't be able to shoot, but you shouldn't be able to shoot anyway, because you can't shoot when you're using the mouse controls on that either. So it makes the most sense, really. Yeah, it's just not implemented. So the developer's already got something in mind. There you go. That's just me spouting off again, pretending I know better than the developer. That's the risk you run with this show. You sound like a know-it-all because of the Twitch delay. Come on. There we go. Now, it seems like little corrections you make don't really take effect on these firings, so let me show you what I mean. I'm going to test this out a little more thoroughly. Right now, I'm firing straight up on my controller. Actually, that brings up a good point. What if I'm aiming that way? Okay, I'm aiming straight up right now, but you see it's curving to the left. You can see my analog stick on the webcam, if you're watching on Twitch right now, that I am, in fact, aiming straight up. But you see how it veers off to the left? That's a little odd, and that can actually make shots a lot harder. Now I'm a little more to the right, and now it's a little more straight. So there are minor course corrections, but you can only go so far. Though, right there, that's the threshold right there. I can't go anywhere in between that. And that, I think you need a little finer control over where you fling your fireball, because you can think you're firing in one direction, but then you end up being, like, off by 5 degrees, and that makes a huge difference. So I think that it's just a little not sensitive enough right there. Now, can I go into this giant log? No? Okay. The developer is working on an auto-aim currently for that. Can I move this log? Nope. So maybe that's the solution to the problem right there, just have an auto-aim method. Of course, that takes some of the challenge out of it, I suppose, but I don't know. Back up, back up. Keep it going. There we go. It's funny, I have a controller in one hand and a mouse on the other. Weird way to play a game, but look, alpha is alpha, right? Alright. See, I feel like a true alpha tester now. 2 control methods at the same time. Now we're talking alpha. Alright, let's get all these coins. These lovely, beautiful dragon coins. So I can get goofy and silly costumes. Now, I will say, I haven't really encountered a challenge yet. There hasn't been any challenge for me whatsoever in this game as of yet. Right now, it's really just been more of a strolling simulator as a dragon. And granted, we're still kind of in tutorial land. He's still telling me how to move things around, but you still need to be engaging during this period of time. It's actually the most vital that you're engaging during this period of time. Right now, the music is catchy, the graphics look fine, you know, not breaking any new ground or anything, but they look fine. But the combat is what needs to sell me right now, and really, it's just kind of making me wait. Now, I know I have a tail whip, and I know I have a kick. So what if you made some enemies that you could only kill by doing those, or maybe you have to do them in a certain pattern, you know? Right now, you have the bunnies that are coming at me in a very vulnerable state in their first appearance, where they literally can't do anything to me, and I can kill them in 1 to 2 shots. So, let's see. So now we're getting... That was a 3-shot one, but there's a lot of RNG behind these hits, I'm noticing. Which I'm wondering why that is. I don't know if you get power-ups later, but there's definitely RNG for whatever reason. And I'm not sure if that should be the case, or if it should just be a flat amount of damage so you get used to it. Like, why introduce RNG or damage whatsoever into a game unless you have a way of increasing it later? I assume there's got to be a way to increase it later. Wow, those sunflowers are...
Wow, those sunflowers are nice!
Yeah, but those rabbits were not.
Ah, come on! You can always burn them down!
RNGesus be praised. I'm not dissing Mr. RNGesus, but I will say there's a time and a place for him. Alright, let's grab these coins. But again, right here, like, this would be a great place to just set up a trap. Why not have an unexpected zombie encounter right here? I mean, this secret isn't really super secret, and it's clearly just a place to get more coins. So right now, I'm just walking over here to get those coins and nothing else. You can spice it up by throwing an enemy or two in there. Maybe that's in the more difficult mode, but I don't think that should be the case. I don't see why it should be in the more difficult mode. Right here, enemy trap somewhere. How about once you get this one right here, an enemy pops up behind me, out of nowhere. Enemy right here all of a sudden. Hell, make it 2 or 3. Then I gotta fight my way out. That's the risky run when you're a completionist, when you gotta get all the coins. Don't make these just little side places where you can get treasure. Make them actually have a challenge behind them. Give me a reason to want to get these treasures. More fighting is more fun, right? But right now, the enemies have been very, very sparse, even for a tutorial, I must say. Now, again, that's why I'm saying these things now, because this is early. This is the time to change the level design. That entire level I went through... which took, is there a timer on that? There's not. It took maybe about 5-10 minutes. Had 12 enemies in it. That's less, like, that's about an enemy a minute, give or take. Although I did miss a lot of treasure, so who knows. Might have missed some really good stuff. Alright, let's try the hard mode on Forced 3. Alright. Anything behind me? The completionist always backtracks when he starts. Again, this music is beautiful. It really fits the theme excellently, and I like it a lot. Yeah, right now the game is very meditative, the creator admits, and that's totally fine if you want to make a meditative experience, which, you know, tutorial levels are not supposed to be super, super challenging, but there's still got to be that level of engagement you have me at, right? So, even if the forest levels are all tutorial, it's very important that this is the moment where you get us caught in the game. This is the moment where you make us want to play this game. Alright, what have we here? We have some sort of lever. I'm guessing that's going to open that up. There we go. Very good. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? Can I not backtrack and get all those other goodies? I thought I was I thought I was sidetracking. Camera's a little aggressive, but it's actually not that bad at all, because so far it hasn't gotten me in any trouble. Like right now there's the top-down view. I don't know why it needs to be that top-down, but it's not exactly hindering me that much. Now, one thing I'm noticing is when I touch a rock or something, I start losing all momentum. You can actually see I kind of bumper cart back. You see that? That's kind of a killer when you're moving, because when you're bumper carting like that all the time, you're basically reversing progress, and that's just going to piss people off over time. You know, you're going full-on pinball mode there. I wish I could jump right now. So let's see, can I get up and over this at all? Can I probably shouldn't be allowed to, but maybe with enough persistence the engine will give. Alright, we'll back off. I guess I just missed all those treasures, which is unfortunate. Like, literally, it's infuriating to someone like me to know that I missed something and not be allowed to backtrack because my character's not allowed to jump. I literally just, if I could jump this, I could go back and get everything. But I digress. Can't go back now. See, that's always something that's bothering me. We're going to try the tail mechanics. Hurt me! Hurt me, damn it. Oh, wow, he actually hurt me, but I'm not hurting him. I guess the melees don't quite work yet? Huh. Okay, melee doesn't work yet, but guess what does? Fire. Fire works pretty beautifully. Alright. So I've been hurt. That's fine. I wonder if there's any way to get health back after you lose it in a level. I guess we'll see as we go. Perhaps feasting on the blood of my enemies. I am a dragon, after all. And as we've established earlier, dragons don't need a reason for jack. If I'm a dragon, I feast on the blood of my enemies and get life. That's how dragons roll. Oh my goodness, getting a little stuck there. Oh, was that a giant rock I can move? It is! It is a giant rock I can move. I like how he's looking up at me with those dead eyes. It's like, yes! Yes! It's beautiful. I just noticed, does he ever blink? Hang on. Let's look at those dead eyes again for a second. Blinking would be great. Hang on. No, I need to make him face the other way. Because that's like the perfect angle for him just to look up at me. Yes! That's as far as I can take him, I think, right now. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't think he blinks. These sunflowers are quite nice, actually. Again, this whole game sells chill environment. It really does, at least so far. Obviously, that may change as time goes on. Yes! But, yeah. I gotta say, like I said, this whole environment is totally sold on me. It's definitely a nice style. The whole thing's beautifully stylized. The music fits it nicely. Aesthetically, I'd say this game is doing perfect. Aside from that whole 2D flame hit thing. Aside from that, I really can't call much of anything out on it. It has an aesthetic and it fits it. It fits it nicely. Now, granted, I can see all this grass is two-dimensional, especially when I start moving towards it and it starts rotating strangely, but it's really not bothering me that much. For some reason, at least for me, it just kind of adds to the charm. Well, there we go! There's a big guy with a club! More of that! I want to see more big club guys. We're on level 3, that's the first one I saw. But yeah, it's like, despite the retro style 2D grass and everything like that, which still games do today anyway, it's still, I'm not entirely like phased by it, is what I'm trying to say. It's actually just kind of working in the aesthetic's favor for me at the very least. So this is where a mini-map might be handy so I can see where enemies are coming from, because when they're off screen like that, I don't know, that might come into play more later. It might be more of a problem then. Obviously right now it's not because they're all pretty tiny and move slowly. They are rabid zombies. Rabid zombies. Rabid zombies in the rapids. What am I doing? The rapids are over there. They weren't in the rapids at all. Rapids. Rabid. Alright, if I keep this up, Ubisoft's going to sue me for copyright infringement. Yeah, the dragon style, in my opinion, does look really cool. Or rather, the dragon model looks really solid. I'm liking the whole backpack thing he's got going for him, too. It actually adds to his character a bit. You immediately identify with him being an adventurer just because he has a backpack. It's weird, I know, but it helps with audiences. It helps with character development in a weird way. The fact that he has that backpack speaks volumes about his character. It's the same way it worked for Banjo and Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, look, I got health back. I didn't even realize. Probably should have looked into how I got that, but whatever. Anyway, the backpack really just sells adventure immediately, and it adds character development where you don't need to do anything else. It's such an easy way to create a character. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's like, ooh, he's such a common character. I'm saying that as like, that's perfect. That's how he should be. In fact, I remember hearing an argument for someone saying that the new Sonic game should be a more hedgehog-looking Sonic with a backpack, and the backpack had his rings collected, and you could use those rings to buy upgrades mid-game that help you in situations and level. It was a very compelling argument I saw on YouTube a while back. I do like the addition of all this little debris that moves around, too. It just kind of helps, you know, again, sell the environment. Very little juicy things like that. Alright, here we go. Dead eyes? Dead eyes. No, stare at me with them dead eyes. Those eyes. I think that's everything over there. Now, okay, I need to test this. Can I actually walk into the water? I can! Instant death, am I? Yeah, look at that. Instant death. Had to test it out. Look at that, and no checkpoint or anything. Gives me a chance to backtrack and get everything I want, but I think instead I'm just going to skip forward right now and just ignore everything. Wow, that is brutal. So, all the coins I collected don't matter anymore. Not that I blame him for that. But what I would say is that entire segment right there where it asked me if I wanted to try again or go to the main menu, that actually broke up the the pacing of the game very, very much. You don't really need that because nobody's really gonna, when they're playing a level, they want to go right back into the level immediately. If you give them the option, you're giving them an excuse to stop playing your game, and that doesn't make sense. They can always choose when they want to stop playing the game by pressing escape. Don't give them the option to leave your game. Well, okay, give them the option to leave their game, but don't bring it up all the time. It's like, oh, you didn't do good. Want to quit? You want to quit? Oh, God, that's not going well. You want to quit? Huh, baby? Yeah? No, that's not what you want to do. You want to just force them right back into the level, preferably at the nearest checkpoint. And try not to even bring up a screen in between or a loading screen or anything. Just keep everything as it was. Don't restart the music. In fact, what you can do, if you have like a, oh, you died. If you have a you died song playing, then what you might want to consider is instead having like, it'll stop the music for a second to play the you died and then resume exactly where it left off. Just anything you can do to lessen the impact of breaking the bubble from dying is a huge boon. But I mean, hell, if you want to make the ultimate game, just have no way of them escaping whatsoever. No way out. They'll play forever. But yeah. Basically, just whenever somebody dies, they always want to get back in the action. Never question whether or not they want to get back in the action. They always want to get back in. If they don't, then your game isn't working. I like to think of these 12 shots as critical hits. Actually, it'd be nice if this game did kind of... Like, if you're doing the RNGesus route, it would be kind of nice if they did have critical hits that had, like, a special-looking number that was, super colorful and happy, magical, fun time dragon. I'm just going to ignore all that. Oh, that was the end of the level. So wait, you're telling me between all the way back there and where I died, with the end of the level being about 5 feet away, there was no checkpoints? I mean, it's a short level, I guess, but yeesh. I expect at least one checkpoint. Oh, well, I guess there's no real way to know when you cross a checkpoint in this game if there is a checkpoint. At least I haven't seen one yet. A nice checkpoint marker would be good. I see, so checkpoints work on easy and normal, but in hard mode there are no checkpoints. I don't know, that seems a little mean if I'm being honest. Taking away checkpoints from hard mode. Maybe you add an extra star? How about this? What if you had any difficulty you could choose, and you had a checkbox to turn checkpoints on and off, and if you have the checkpoints off, you get an extra star, which means if you want to get all the stars, you have to play hard mode and checkpoints off. That seems like that'd be a pretty cool approach. That way you give them the choice. You give them the choice whether or not they want checkpoints in any difficulty, and get that extra star for taking it. I think that'd be a pretty cool approach. So like you're thinking, hey, easy's pretty easy. I never really die, but I don't get a lot of stars out of it. Turn off checkpoints. Run the risk. What is this? This looks different from This looks different from everything else. Looks like a wood log or a stone log almost. I think it's a piece of stone with a wood texture on it. That's kind of funny. I probably went the wrong way. This where a mini-map would be a little handy. I didn't even realize I was going onto a side path. Thought it was actually on the main road. Let's see. Main road this way? Yeah, probably this way. Oh, I want to fall out. I want to fall down off that. Alright. I'm gonna try... I'm trying to fight my completionist urge just so I can see as much of this game as I can in the amount of time it has. See, look, I almost went into there knowing that there was no exit. I'm gonna take this one, though. I'm a completionist at heart. I always have been. I'm always going to want to try to find and do everything in any game I play. And it's so hard to fight that instinct. It's an instinct I've had since birth. Look, there's going to be something over there. That's clearly a movable log. I'm just not going for it. What's wrong with me? But unfortunately, I do know what's over there, and I know it's just coins. That's probably one problem with the secrets right now is, so far, the only collectibles I've been offered up are coins. There's nothing to incentivize me to get stronger, really. Now, a good secret would have, like, a really well hidden thing with a trap of some sort that you, through victory, will give you some sort of big boost to your power, some kind of big prize, Or at least something that will eventually lead you to a big prize, which is where the treasure could work if the money you get could be used for upgrades instead of just costumes. But we will be looking at the costumes before we leave. That's part of the reason I want to complete this level, so I can get 50 stars. I'll take a quick look at the shop and see what we think there. There we go. Alright, so now we have 61 stars, so let's go ahead and look at the shop real quick. Oh! Pet peeve! Pet peeve! Music restart. Music restart. Music restart. Music restart. He's really amped to, like, do that pose, too. Whenever that music starts right there. Ding! Ding! Okay, anyway, what do we got here? So is there any way to see these before I buy them? Can I equip? There we go. Ooh, look at that. Blue checkered shorts. Blue checkered shorts? It'd be nice if I didn't need to equip these. What if I just clicked it and it showed me what it was on him? Because, I mean, I'm just browsing right now, really. I can see the equip button being handy later, but if I'm just kind of browsing, I'm going to want the quickest way to see what these things are. Like, you can't even look at things that are currently locked, so I don't even know what I'm working towards. That's kind of a shame. Alright, so there's a few things I can get here. Oh, a few up here, too. Hawaiian shirts. Hello, look at that sexy beast right there. Who's a big bad oh, that red shirt right there. That is his color. How about that? That green Hawaii? No, that's a checker shirt. That ain't Hawaiian. Ah, that's a checkered shirt, too. There's the camo. Look at that. We got boot camp going on here. How about khaki camo? Nice. Let's get that red Hawaiian shirt on him. And then blue Hawaiian shorts. Look at that. That is a multicolored, multifunctional dragon right there. We're going to buy all of them. Now, did it buy both things or just the one? So I thought that would buy what I had equipped. Let's just... Boom. There we go. Look at that. I'm not going to press that undress button. Ah! Where'd they go? He doesn't look awesome anymore. I said equip, damn it. Equip. Stay equipped. There he is. There's that Hawaiian beast right there. Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Dragons Never Cry. Definitely a very cool looking game in its current phase. Bear in mind this is still alpha. Very, very polished for what it is so far. Already got a clothing system, he thinks he's people, but the level design could use a touch. Aesthetics are great, polish is great, just some level design change-ups. And some enemy design would be pretty good too if we get some more complex enemies in there. But for what it is right now, it is definitely on the right track as both a twin-stick shooter and an old-school top-down Diablo-style RPG. Now just get me some loot in there, get me something I can really spend my money on that I care about, and we'll be square. Thank you very much, Black Dragon, for submitting this game, or Fire Vector. It goes by both. Link in the description below. Take care.